Another transfer, huh? My husband Oliver came home, clearly down in the dumps. So, where's the next assignment? It's actually near my parents' house. What? The term is about a year, so I was thinking maybe we could live with them for a while. The proposal to move in with his parents caught me off guard. My name is Bella. I'm 33 and work part-time while taking care of the house. Oliver's job involves a lot of transfers, so I stick with part-time work. Each time we move, I have to find a new part-time job from scratch. But I knew that when we got married. I find excitement in exploring different places, and we've been married for 4 years now. Our favorite pastime is to discover local spots and visit them together on Oliver's days off. His next assignment is close to his parents' home. We've always rented apartments, and finding a new place is a hassle. If we're moving again in a year, living with his folks isn't a terrible idea. That's how I justified it to myself. I think we get along with my in-laws, at least on the surface. We don't see them often, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And my father-in-law Aiden is usually away for work, so we haven't had many deep conversations. As for my mother-in-law Isabella, she's a busybody and a chatterbox, to put it nicely. Whenever we visit, she talks about some neighbor, and I have no clue who they are or why their story should interest me. I just laugh it off mostly. But I figured we could tough it out for a year. Boy, was I wrong. A month later, Oliver and I headed to his parents' home. We're saying goodbye to a place we've lived for 2 years. With that thought, we got into the car. We knew his job required a lot of moving, so we kept our belongings to a minimum. So minimal that even the moving company was surprised. When we arrived, Aiden and Isabella greeted us warmly. Thank you for having us. I handed over the gift and bowed my head. Aiden responded gruffly, while Isabella gladly accepted the gift with a smile. The next morning, I woke up to find that Aiden and Isabella were already up. Bella, you're just waking up now? Oliver will be late if you don't hurry up. Even though she said just now, it's only 5:30 because my husband leaves early. Confused, I tried to help with breakfast, but Isabella scolded me. Stop giving Oliver all that caffeine, it's bad for him. My husband always has coffee before leaving for work, so when I went to make coffee, she criticized me like that. As he prepared to leave for work, my husband came to my defense. Mom, I asked for the coffee. I can't think straight without it. Hearing this, Isabella glared at me, but broke into a smile. Fine, then I'll make it. Saying so, she snatched the coffee pot from my hands and started brewing it. From the get-go, things weren't going well. I optimistically thought I would get used to it eventually. That notion was shattered just 2 months later. I had started a part-time job about half a month after we moved. Isabella was a housewife. When I got home in the evening, only Isabella was there. She approached me and said, "Do you really need to work part-time?" Huh? I couldn't help but ask her to clarify. People talk, you know. It doesn't look good for a wife to be out working. I was puzzled and surprised that people still think that way. I couldn't respond directly, so I just laughed it off. When I told my husband that night, he said he'd also talked to Isabella about it, which relieved me. But it ended up making Isabella even angrier. You told Oliver? What kind of wife are you? I had no intention of tattling, but looking back, I feel like that's when Isabella started seeing me as an enemy. I thought I was managing to get by, skirting around Isabella 2 months after moving into my in-laws' home. But then, out of the blue, we received startling news. Oliver's brother and his wife were expecting a child. They said they wanted to have the baby here since her parents live far away. Aiden and Isabella were more than happy to have Lily move in. And so, starting from the next week, Lily, my sister-in-law, became our new housemate. Bella, could you please get Lily a drink quickly? And buy a blanket, we don't want her getting cold. Ever since Lily moved in, it's like I've become the housemaid. If I cook, I get told it's not fit for a pregnant woman. If I clean, it's, you can't let a pregnant woman do that, hurry up. All the household chores are on me, while Lily either snacks, watches TV, or scrolls through her phone. I understand that being pregnant isn't easy, so that's okay. But she won't even look me in the eyes, let alone say thank you. Isabella takes care of Lily, serving her drinks and snacks. Yet, all these are items I've bought. It feels unfair. I was putting up with it because we're living under their roof. But one day, Lily said to me, "It must be nice living with kind-hearted Isabella." Kind-hearted Isabella? What are you talking about? I swallowed those words and brushed it off with a forced smile. Still, Isabella responded to Lily, smiling. You say the sweetest things. Well, sure. I felt isolated, but given that we're staying with them and she's pregnant, I just let it slide. And then the incident happened. Bella, what are you doing? Hurry up! Lily had a prenatal checkup and I had to drive her there. Neither Aiden nor Isabella can drive, so we had no choice but to use my car. It would have been fine, except they only told me 30 minutes before we had to leave. As I was getting ready to go to my part-time job, Isabella frantically told me to take the day off. But I'm already running late. So what? It's just a part-time job. We'll be fine if you're not there. Now bring the car around. It's just a part-time job? I was irritated for a moment. You don't make much from your part-time job anyway. You can afford to miss it. You can't have kids, so Lily's child will be the first grandchild, get it? The first grandchild, the one we've all been waiting for. Is this what they call grandbaby fever? I couldn't help but smirk, recalling an article I read online. Normally, I'd lose my temper by now, but my husband's job contract lasts only 1 year. Even if I started looking for a new apartment now, with less than 10 months left, there's not much point in making a move. So I had been gleefully watching Isabella dote on her grandchild-to-be, counting down the days until I could move out. But then, her next words made my blood boil. So, while we're at it, why don't you get yourself checked out, Bella? What do you mean? An infertility test, of course. You haven't done one, have you? If you're infertile, you might as well leave this house. We don't need a daughter-in-law who can't give us grandchildren. I gave Isabella a little pushback, trying to hide my frustration. Well, I'm off to my part-time job. I heard her yelling something behind me, but I ignored it and went to work. The unfair treatment continued. Isabella took meticulous care of Lily while constantly bossing me around. I thought about talking to my husband, but didn't want to be accused of tattling, so I just went on listening to them without much thought. Isabella and Lily seemed to have conspired against me. They only picked on me when Aiden and Oliver weren't around. Aiden, though gruff, seemed to be on my side, and Isabella sensed it. She acted like the perfect mother-in-law when he was around. Only 3 months left until Lily gives birth. I have to hang in there. That's what I kept telling myself. Bella, please hurry up and hang the laundry. And clean up. Look, it's dirty over there. Sister-in-law, we're out of drinks. Go buy some, will ya? The same old scenario when Aiden and Oliver left for work. The two of them barking orders while sitting comfortably. Bella, take this to Lily's room, quick! Isabella pushed a large sofa towards me. Wait, I have to move this by myself? Just as I started dragging it, I sensed someone at the front door. Oliver. my husband was standing there, still in his suit. That's when Isabella hurled some laundry from the living room. "I told you to clean this up." Seeing this, my husband completely lost it. Seems he came back to grab something he forgot, but that was the least of his concerns now. "Mom, what's going on?" I followed him into the living room, where Isabella looked at me with a surprised expression. "Well, Bella said she could handle the chores, so I left them to her." Isabella tries to put on a brave face, but when my husband confronts her, she gets unreasonably angry. "Look, we're the ones providing a roof over your heads. You should be serving us as your landlords. Besides, I'm about to be a grandmother to my first grandchild. Shouldn't you have chosen a wife who can have kids?" My husband's boiling at this point, but I step him before he can explode. "Enough is enough. We appreciate the place to stay, but we're paying our share, right? If you're going to bring up money, then at least let me work part-time. You had me quit my job to take care of Lily, remember? Also, a child is a blessing. Stop comparing us." "What's up with that attitude? You're living off us." "Fine, we'll leave, like right now." I look at my husband and he nods in agreement. Luckily, he has the day off tomorrow. We decide to pack up and leave as soon as possible. To start, my husband and I dropped by my parents' house to explain the situation and leave some of our belongings there. My parents offered a suggestion to my apologetic husband. "Why don't you live here if Oliver can still commute to work?" My childhood home is a two-family house where my parents and grandparents used to live. Since my grandparents passed away, the second-floor living space has been vacant. They said we can move in right away with some cleaning, so my husband gratefully accepted, and we decided to live there. Though the commute for my husband got a bit longer, it wasn't unbearable. Life for the two of us was comfortable. A week later, a call comes from Lily. "Bella, you need to come pick me up from my prenatal checkup." I sigh. "Why should I have to do that? You can take a taxi." "That's a waste of money." "Well, I don't want to waste my money picking you up either." I've had enough and tell her what's on my mind. "Why should I pick you up when you treat me like it's a given, without any gratitude?" I hang up the phone. Another week goes by, and there's another call, but it's from Isabella this time. "Yes." "Bella, please come back." I am taken aback by her sudden plea. "It's Lily. She's treating me like her personal servant. Today she even threw food at me because she didn't like it." Ugh. So what do you expect me to do? I hold back the words at the tip of my tongue and just let her vent. Plus, she says she's staying here for a while after the baby's born, and I'm supposed to take care of everything. I can only sigh. "Hello, are you even listening?" No, not really. I really want to give her a piece of my mind, but I reluctantly engage in the conversation. "Isn't it great? You get to take care of your first grandchild. How wonderful." "What? What are you talking about? Why do I have to do all the cumbersome tasks like changing diapers and giving baths? That's a mom's job. That's how it was done in our time." I can't keep it in any longer. With that thought, I unleash all the pent-up frustrations I've been holding back. "Look, I don't care how things were done back in the day. Can't you handle simple childcare? Isn't this your adorable grandchild? I took care of that not-so-adorable Lily and her child, you know. Taking care of a grandchild shouldn't be a big deal. Besides, Lily is worse. She throws away the food I make if she doesn't like it, or throws the towels I bought her when she says she doesn't like them. Babies don't do such things, so you'll be fine. Lucky you, it's your first grandchild. You should be able to handle it." After saying all that, I somehow started to feel good about myself. "Since you've been using me all along, why doesn't Lily contribute for a change?" I knew this would happen once I was gone. Lily, being the youngest and the cherished daughter-in-law who is 5 years younger, is probably adored at home. She must feel entitled to get things from others. You may have conspired against me when I was around, but didn't you see this coming? Oh, by the way, I got a call from Lily. She says you aren't listening to her or helping her at all. Birds of a feather, I guess. Enjoy each other's company." And with that, I hung up the phone, chuckling. After that, I hear Isabella has been struggling with taking care of Lily and her first grandchild. And believe it or not, I just found out I'm pregnant. My husband is thrilled, and we're both looking forward to our baby's arrival.